ball game.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to Shonen Hoops. It's your boy Omar and Andy.
Sup.
All right, so finally, fourth and final part of this little mini series: the three surprising teams of the Western Conference.
Okay.
How we feeling?
Honestly, we've gone through all of the teams, and honestly, to be impressive in the West is very difficult because the West is so stacked. Apologies if you hear the dogs barking. It's the middle of the night and they like to bark. But I'm gonna start us off with my. The thing is, so this team. Oh, you know what? No, this team for me was surprising. Was the Rockets? I kind of want to start off strong this time because I have later on. But for me, the Rockets, damn near came. For me, they came out of nowhere. I in no world did I think that they were going to be they're second in the West currently, and I don't know what they figured out. I don't know what talks they had internally that they were like, we have the pieces, and it's been crazy.
Yeah. Yes, they are second in the West, but I will say, they can very well finish like fourth, fifth, outside of OKC, who is just 13 and a half ahead of Houston. For what those can't be touched. OKC can't be touched. But outside of them, yes, I expected Houston to be good. This good, I'm not going to sit here and say yes, but we saw at the end of last year the run they made to close out the year. They barely missed the play-in, but now we're looking at Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, All-Star Şengün, who made his first All-Star team. Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks has played well this year. The emergence of Tari Eason. Defensively, they're elite. They're different. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They get to the rim at will. I just don't know how effective they can be in the playoffs because they don't have that secured number one. In order to succeed in the playoffs, you need a number one. They don't have that answer yet. Maybe he will emerge during this playoff. Maybe Jabari takes a leap that we're not expecting. Jalen Green becomes that person, or maybe they're like OKC, where this year they find out what their weaknesses are because they have a lot of young talent, guys that can't win where they aren't playing right now, a lot of draft capital, and get that number one piece. So it's exhausting. But yes, for me, they're also number 3 on my list. They've been completely surprising for me.
Yeah. But the thing is, so do you see them as a first round exit?
Depends on who they match up with.
Okay, who do you think they got over? Right, is my question, not to you.
Like, if they're gonna finish 2, right? We're looking at like they will bounce.
They'll likely either get Clippers or Timberwolves.
Minnesota, Golden State, or the Clippers that we're looking at. I think they could bounce Minnesota out in the first round.
Okay. Yeah.
I think their size would give them a lot of issues. We saw with you could put Jabari, you could put Eason, you could put Thompson on Ant, and after that, you really don't have a creator. I'm not a believer in Julius Randle in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
We'll go more into that as we get more certain in our playoffs. But But yeah, Houston, we give you the props, bro. You guys, it's been a good year to be a Houston Rockets fan. That's all I'm gonna say because they figured it out.
Yeah. All right. So I'll go for my number 2. I'm gonna give it to OKC.
Okay, that's fair.
I said I had OKC finishing 1, if I remember correctly. But I am surprised based on their dominance. Okay. They are what Boston did last year to the East. They are 13 and a half games separated from the number 2 seed. SGA is my MVP. J-Dub became an All-Star this year. And they're doing this while Chet has missed a lot of time. iHeart has missed a significant amount of time as well. They've been dealing with injuries. And they have been the only team to deal with injuries, but have not fallen apart whatsoever. Yeah. And that's behind SGA. That's behind their culture, their team camaraderie. I love it. I love what OKC stands for. I knew they're gonna be number 1, but I did not expect it to be this dominant.
Yeah, no, just to get my 2 pieces, I knew that they were gonna be fine. They were gonna come out down just because of how they were last year. They showed stuff in the playoffs. Obviously, nobody thought that they'd be able to maintain their heads clear above the water with their centers being injured. I think it was who even played. I think J-Dubs played center at some point when they played small.
6'6" center. It's the fact that you have this size issue, and yet they're on pace to break records for the franchise.
Yeah, it's literally OKC is the perfect plug in freaking put any player in any position, and they can somehow make it work. And OKC is one of the few teams where I genuinely feel like, yes, we have our MVP superstar in Shai, but I feel like any player can turn it on in that team. Like if you're not careful, someone else is gonna torch you. And I feel like I think we're still getting to the point where we're gonna see the full potential of seeing their team when they're like completely healthy. We're getting into it because I think everybody's back from injuries, but I think they're gonna be the most enjoyable team to watch to see if they can decimate. Let's see if they can get farther than they did last year.
For sure. I think they're going to go to the NBA Finals, personally.
Yeah.
But I also think it's going to, for them to make it to the NBA Finals, I know what Shay's going to give me. I need either Chet or J-Dub to like be a consistent number 2.
Oh, so we just finished talking about Omar's number 2. Looking at my list, I think I also have to say number 2 in OKC.
Are you always on my flow for it, man?
It's just like, who would have thought, right? But also, I've enjoyed seeing them, and I didn't think they were going to be this great. I knew they were going to be great, but we talked about it. But now I'm pretty sure I feel like our last ones are going to be the same too. But I'm going to start off with saying, for me, the one that's really, really surprised me that they managed to do what they did is the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, okay. We're going to be different.
All right, we're going to be different. So for me, the Golden State Warriors, they got Jimmy Butler. They'd been winning a bunch of games. I don't know their record anymore, but I know at some point they were like 10 wins, 3 losses with Butler.
Hey, y'all kicked that.
That's what I was gonna say, but we whooped that ass. I'm just saying. Poor Jimmy Butler got 6 points, brother. And he didn't want. There was no class in that. He didn't try to say bye. He didn't shake hands. But that's not here or there, bro. Jimmy Butler a bitch. Quote me, bro. I'm saying. All right. Anyway, other than that, I'll say Steph Curry was out. It just shows that Steph Curry's still the main force in that team. But moving on from that, I thought Golden State was honestly going to be at the chopping block at the fighting for 10th seed in the play-ins. That's where I had them at because I just did not believe in their team at all. And the organization is just doing what the organization should be doing, which is making sure the twilight years of their greatest of all time shooter doesn't just waste away. They're giving him what he needs. And that was something that I was not expecting. I thought Golden State was just gonna kind of like deal with what they got. They're like, oh, well, we lost Clay. This is it. We're gonna be going down this hill, but they're doing their best to avoid that. As of right now, they're 6th. We don't know where they're gonna end up yet at the end. But for me, Golden State, they proved themselves as an organization that they want to make sure this works. They want to give Steph his you can keep going. We're not gonna screw you over by just like taking away talent. We're gonna give you some stuff to play with too. We're gonna make sure that you can still be in the GOAT of shooting while we figure everything else around you. So that's my 1 and 2.
Yeah, for sure. Golden State's not my number 1, but yeah, a lot of credit has to go to the organization, a team that did not stand pat. Yes, I did not expect Jimmy Butler to only take 12 shots. I expected Jimmy Butler to take 20 to 25 shots against Miami. Did not happen. I guess he was too busy playing chess.
Bam was on that ass.
Yeah, Bam finally showed out. So I am so frustrated with Bam from time to time that he's not this aggressive.
Yeah.
That's neither here or there.
Yep.
Yeah, my number 1 has to be the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay.
No Kawhi Leonard to start the year. What Norman Powell has done, he should have been an all-star this season, and it's honestly the resurgence of James Harden.
Yeah.
James Harden, I wouldn't be mad at people if not that he would win, but if he would be in consideration on the MVP ballot. James Harden has kept this Clippers team alive, whether Norman Powell was in and out of the lineup, whether Kawhi was missing a significant amount of time. Harden has been steady. He has transformed. He is a system. James Harden is a system.
I've never seen Zubac be so damn good.
I knew Zubac was good, but again, these are all bearing the fruits of James Harden being James Harden. Able to control the game, score at will, get to the free throw line. He looks like he's on the first back. they ain't gonna do nothing in the playoffs. So I ain't thinking the damn thing, but you know what I mean. But for this regular season, I had the Clippers being the play-in tournament. I didn't expect James Harden to bounce back. I didn't expect Norman Powell to have this type of year. I expected Kawhi to miss a lot, to miss the amount of time he did. But they've just been amazing behind the coaches of Tyronn Lue, so on and so forth. Let's see what Ben Simmons can do to close out the year for them. He's looked solid. But yeah, the Los Angeles Clippers to me has been the most surprising team in the Western Conference and arguably in the NBA outside of Detroit.
Yeah, I give you that. That's fair. But you expect them to be in the plans, and they're in the plans as of right now. So, seventh. No, Golden State 6th. Unless it literally changed like in the middle of the game tonight.
Regardless, I expect them to be like 10, not 7.
Fair point. All right, but no, yeah. So, dude, basketball, it just, honestly, it gets so good, and we're right now hitting that era right now where we are seeing young stars get better. We're seeing young teams become. They're trying to start their legacies. They're trying to start their name. We got Rockets, we got the Spurs, which they're dealing with injuries, but next year they're gonna be coming. I'm gonna be expecting some great things from Wemby, Darren Fox, and all of them. We got OKC, who's dominating, they've invested. Like, we're seeing finally the payoff of what could be seen as, like, at this point, 10 plus years of investment after the 2012 finals. They've been investing for their future.
Hey. That Paul George, Westbrook, and Melo was not bad.
That's true, but we saw what we got. What we're seeing, literally, what they got for Paul George. So it's like these investments are finally paying division. So it's just a great time to be a basketball fan. We're seeing, I don't know. I'm excited for the future because I'm excited to see new names pop up and try to take the crown of saying I should be the next NBA guy. I like seeing the competition of who wants to try to wear the crown that LeBron's had for damn near this whole time, the whole 2000s.
Yeah, we're watching the passing of the torch in a sense. These are the last stands of these veteran teams. After this year, Golden State very well may be done. The Lakers with LeBron may be done. Out east, you have Detroit. Orlando will be back to there next year. Atlanta's on their way up as well. Out west, again, you said it. Houston's on their way. OKC's there. San Antonio's there. I'm very excited. The NBA has a lot of young teams that are coming up, and hopefully Portland's another team that's played extremely well recently. I expect them to be in the next year, but the national media won't cover it, so we will.
Yep. Well, I think that's all from us.
The young team.
Yeah. Hey.
Yes, that's gonna do it.